Okay, I am live. Good morning, guys, coaches. This is take 2. For some reason, something went a bit wonky on me. Tech challenges this morning. So it's Sanae, Floyd here, business breakthrough coach and sales mentor. And today and over the next day or two, I want to talk to you about expert positioning content. So tomorrow I'll share with you a strategy for creating a really great structure, a concise marketing content creation calendar, a strategy that will enable you to really flex that muscle of visibility by taking kind of the emotion out of it. So as you have this structure to your sort of next 4 or 5 weeks of content. So I'm going to share that with you tomorrow. It's a really powerful system, if you like, that will support your visibility strategy and position you as an expert. But today, what I want to address is one of the biggest challenges that many coaches experience in terms of how to create content that is constantly fresh and new. Always wanting to come up with something new. So I'm going to just share with you, sort of wrap it in an analogy that I think is very powerful. And in doing that, I'm going to share this book. This is Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. As you can see, my copy is looking a bit well worn. Try and get the light out of it. Well worn. It is a very well thumbed copy. You can see all the post-it notes, markers, where I've scribbled in the book. Pen just fell out of it. Lots of markings and scribblings over the years. And I've had this book for maybe 4.5 years or so. I can't remember exactly when I bought it. But in that time, I have read this book and consumed its content. And I know for definite at least 8 times in full. Back cover to cover, I've read this book at least 8 times in that time. And in between the readings, I have picked it up and just kind of allowed a page to open and consumed whatever was on that page and got some wisdom from it. And every time I read it, this is why there's all the post-it notes and scribblings in different colors. But every time I read this book, I get something new from it. Every time I come to it and pick it up again, depending on the state of consciousness I'm in at that moment, or depending on kind of what my situation is, I get something new, something different, some new kind of nugget of wisdom or gold from this book. So where I'm going with this and why I'm sharing this with you is that we worry about, or many coaches worry about being over repetitive, like, oh God, I've got nothing new to say. And the truth of the matter is, when you are repetitive, what in marketing terms, what you're actually doing is you're being consistent in your message. It's a whole other reframe. It's a new way of looking at your content. When you are consistent in your message, in other words, when you are beating the drum of the same message, you are building trust and credibility in yourself and your message. So, for example, every time I've read this book and I get something new from it, I go deeper with this content. It changes what I'm reading from a place of kind of mental concepts to a believing. And then as the more I read it and the more I apply what I'm reading and learning, it becomes a state of knowing, which is a state of being. So when you think about your marketing and being consistent in your message, that trust that you build, that know, like, and trust is being built with your audience. But it's also it's positioning your expertise because you are consistent in your messaging. It makes life a lot easier for you because you're not having to consistently come up with new pieces of content. And if people are coming to your content from different parts of, their life stage or the cycle of their business or wherever they're at, they will pick up something different every time they hear your stuff. And sometimes it just takes that 10th time or the 11th time to actually go, oh God, I get it. For what it is you're saying, to actually drop in and resonate with where they're at. And that's when they'll reach out to you. So this isn't about constantly trying to come up with new content all of the time. It's about knowing what your consistent message is, who you're here to help, what your zone of genius is, and playing in that field. Now, of course, over time, you'll evolve, your skill set will expand, your knowledge and wisdom, you'll grow more, you'll have more to say, but you're still working along the same thread. You're still on your track because your zone of genius will always kind of remain true, remain the same. So don't worry. This is the biggest challenge, worrying about trying to come up with something new all the time. Do not worry about that as a challenge, because it's in your repetition and your consistency of your messaging that really will position your expertise and build that trust and enable people to maybe hear something new every time you say that message, every time you share what it is you're here to say and share. So guys, that's my quick message for you today. I hope you found this helpful. But just as a side note, I would thoroughly recommend this book. It is transformational. But yeah, it's so important to kind of get into that understanding that repetition is actually a really important part of your expert positioning marketing strategy. Okay, guys, so thanks for watching. I will speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.